痛いよ、Nami。話してよ。
チャンネル登録してね。
Car D Kaizoku.
This video is sponsored by Nen Garden. They've got playmats ranging from One Piece and even non-One Piece. Don't miss your chance to grab the new exclusive Red Hair and the War vs. Chainsaw playmats. You can secure your pre-orders now on nengarden.com. Use NEN15 for 15% off your first order. Plus, apply my affiliate code Kaizoku for an additional 5% on top of that. That's right, 20% off your order. And for a limited time while supplies last, each playmat comes with a One Piece booster pack too. This video is sponsored by gumgum.gg. Man, what deck should I play today? Oh, I know, I'll head over to gumgum.gg for the most up-to-date One Piece deck lists. Updated daily with over 1,000 deck lists per set, including both Eastern and Western decks. Whether you're chasing the meta or hunting for rogue strategies, use gumgum.gg. This video is sponsored by Card Market, Europe's largest online marketplace for trading card games. Alright, so I can't fall asleep, so since I'm up, I thought might as well react to the, I believe it's the Hokkaido Championship, Wave 2 Championships of 2024, so this is the top 16 here. 6 Doflamingos, 4 Shanks, 4 Lucci, 1 Nami, and 1 Enel. Interesting, a Nami made it, and also interestingly, no purple Luffys at all. We saw the same in the Miyagi championships as well. No purple Luffy there. Did purple Luffy fall off somehow? I thought purple Luffy had a pretty good matchup into Doflamingo, but maybe that new like teach into Jozu tech is what like pushed purple Luffy out, right? It's the tech that Doflamingo put in for purple Luffy, but then I think that makes some of the other decks strong against Doflamingo because of that, right? Because Jozu is good and all, but I think like the rush down and aggro ability of his like old build did better against every other deck besides purple Luffy and Lucci. But yeah, also surprised to see Enel, but Enel also does good into Doflamingo too. Even with the Jozu doesn't do too much against Enel, right? You're bouncing back Gedatsu and 5-cost Nami, which yeah, they'll be glad to have them back in hand to counter with. But let's skip ahead to the first game here. I hope it's the Nami match. That'd be interesting to see. Even though I think Nami is like the deck I know the least against. What I know about Nami is like how other Nami players play, like how I play against it. That's all my knowledge of Nami, and it is Doflamingo versus Nami. Interesting. So my intuition tells me that Doflamingo should have this, but could be wrong, right? Maybe this Nami is teched against Doflamingo, that's why it made it into top 16. Oh, he's waving at somebody. Let's just skip to the game start, because I can do that. Nami player. Didn't expect him to look like that, but... Alright, let's see. Ooh, so he's running a lot of alt art, so I may not recognize some of these cards. He's running that new Nami. That's probably like the only new card that Nami gets added to the deck. And I believe it's from OP09? Is it? Or is it a promo card? Let me try to look it up on the side. Yeah, it is from OP09. So when attacking, look at the top 5 cards of your deck and then reveal up to 1 blue event card and add to your hand. Then put the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order. So it's a 1-cost card. I'll put these graphics up when I edit this in post. And then Doflamingo has a pretty standard Doflamingo hand, right? Sengoku and Perona. And then the blocker, Boa, and Jinbei. This is like the best hand you could ask for with Doflamingo. You even have the bounce law to control against decks that like to starve you. But yeah, Nami's not going to be starving you, so probably going to see the Jinbei and the Boas ASAP. Okay, let's see who's going first here. They're both using black sleeves. Nice, I like it. They're both wearing black too. Nice, I like it. Kind of going through like my adult emo phase at the moment, so everything black, you know? I guess I can't call it an adult emo phase if I never left it, so yeah, it's just my emo life. Alright, let's see how this first match goes. This is actually my first time seeing this matchup too, even I've never played it when I played Doflamingo. So it does play that new Nami, right, when attacking. He can basically draw a card, which is, yeah. So let me explain the leader abilities. So what Nami can do is if you attack with 1 Dawn attached to her and she deals damage to your opponent, you can mill 1 card from the top of your deck. And then as an alternate win condition, if Nami decks herself out, you win that way. Doflamingo's leader ability, if you attack with 2 Dawn attached and you pay 1 Dawn, you can reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a 4-cost or less 7 rollers of the C-type character, you can play it out rested. So it's a aggro swarm deck versus a deck that wants to deck itself out. So Sengoku into Perona. I didn't quite catch what the Doflamingo searched with the Sengoku because I was explaining it and I like to look away from the screen when I explain stuff for some reason. Bad habit. But I can just check his hand to see what he... Yeah, he picked up a Mihawk. I see that down there. Actually, I might have to turn up the audio on the stream later on. Because there's no like counter to show how many cards are left in the Nami's deck. Right? So I have to listen to what the casters are saying or what the players are saying themselves. But we'll cross that when we get to it. When it looks like one guy is asking the other how many cards are left in the deck, I'll pause and then up the volume for a second so you guys know. Okay, so he sets up the Perona. While I was explaining that, I wasn't looking at what he was arranging, so I have no idea what's on top of his deck right now. But we'll see it when we see it. Okay, passes back to Nami. Nami swings and gets to, again, pick up that blue event card from the top 5. Essentially, one card less to deck herself out. I think you take White Snake here, right? White Snake's really good against Doflamingo because they go wide, and if you make your own base power up by 1k, it's harder for them to attack freely into it. Also, Sanji's Pilaf is a good choice too. You draw 2 cards basically for 3 Dawn. He does take the White Snake though. Yeah, Sanji's Pilaf is alternate art, so sometimes I may not recognize it. Oops. Yeah, he pays 3 Dawn for a Marguerite, which lets him just draw a card, and she has blocker. And then that's it for the turn, right? So yeah, Nami, basically you just want to, in the early games, play out your blockers and stuff. In the late game, you leave a bunch of Dawn up to play your defensive events that help you also mill yourself and draw cards. So pretty standard Nami opening here. So it's the Doflamingo's next turn here, 4 Dawn turn. Could just attack with leader. Okay, I was thinking leader 5 and then play the Jinbei into Boa or something. But he set up a Boa on top, so this is a 9k hit. Right, he attaches 3 Dawn, Boa lets him attach another rested Dawn. And then this could just be a Marguerite block, yep. Don't have to waste any counter for that. And then Perona kills the Nami, so Nami cannot search any more events. Passes back to the Nami player, 5 Dawn turn. Did draw a Pilaf. So I see he also has a Kaya in hand. Kayas are like a key way to mill yourself 2 cards. So it just kills the Perona right out of the bat. 1 Dawn for... Okay, yeah, the Kaya comes out. The Doflamingo doesn't have too many ways to kill it outright, right? Because even the Crocodile that's in his hand bounces it back to his hand, I believe? Or does he bottom deck it? I think he bounces it back to hand. And you don't want to do that against Nami because they can just replay it and then mill 2 cards. And yeah, Nami passes with 4 Dawn open. Also, I might sound like I'm whispering because it's late at night and I don't want to bother my neighbors, you know? So if it sounds especially sexy, this stream here, this commentary, you can let me know and maybe I'll do all mine like this. But yeah, it probably sounds kind of weird, right? But sorry, you're gonna have to deal with it. I'll try to do the other matches in the daytime so I can speak at my loud volume. Okay, so 2 Dawn onto Boa to attack 8. Does pay 2 Dawn to play a White Snake, which counters for 4k, and then he can bounce a character back to hand, so he bounces the Kaya back so he can replay it. That's why you kind of want to kill Kaya ASAP so they can't replay it with the White Snakes. But yeah, just Doflamingo, like barring Gravity Blade, cannot really do anything about it. Gravity Blade would actually be good against Nami because you're bottom decking those cards, so you can put 2 cards back on the bottom of Nami's deck. But I think the trend in Japan right now is that they don't run any copies of it anymore. Or if any, maybe just 1 copy. Just from the last tournament and this one, I haven't seen any Gravity Blades come out. So Doflamingo does attack 9 with leader, no leader ability. Then the Nami takes it. Passes back to the Nami. So yeah, he could have attacked for 8 and used leader ability, but then the Nami had 2 Dawn up, so that's rife to counter with the 2 Dawn event and mill himself with. So he just prioritized just making him take a life. So he does play the Kaya out. Another 2 mill, draw 2, discard 2 is what Kaya does. And yeah, he has 2 more Kayas in hand. This might be a bad sign for the Doflamingo here. Especially, yeah, because Doflamingo can't do anything about it. It does play a second one out. He picks up the 4th Kaya. What the heck? Are we going to see 4 Kayas this turn? He still has a Sanji's Pilaf in hand. I believe that's Mellow Beam, right? So he has 2 Mellow Beams, which is one of the better 4K counters as well. And a White Snake. Dang, this guy's hand is cracked against this Doflamingo player. It discards the peel off. Another Kaya, third Kaya, and then he's gonna play the fourth one. He'll have 3 Dawn, that's kind of awkward. Oh, but he does have the rubber band, right? So he has something to do with 1 Dawn. So let's pick up another Mellow, and then Boodle. Which I actually kind of forgot what Boodle did besides being a blocker, but if they play it, I'll look it up and explain to you guys. He passes with 4 Dawn open, yeah, so no 4th Kaya, because he does need the extra Dawn to counter with. So Doflamingo goes to 8 now. Now, normally, if this was like a normal matchup against not Nami, I could probably predict what the Doflamingo is going to do, but since it's not, I really have no idea what the Doflamingo is going to do. So it's going to be a reaction after the fact. Let's pay 4 Dawn for Jinbei. Honestly, I thought the Doflamingo would have flooded more by now. Then does play the Boa out. Lets him rearrange top 3 and put a Rested Dawn onto his leader, or any Seven Warlords. I was thinking maybe the playstyle would be to like, yeah, again, flood out the board and then throw 6Ks, right? So they have to expend 2Ks, and then if they don't have 2Ks, they have to pay Dawn, and then that's just pulling cards out of their hand to the point where they won't have any more defensive events to counter with, and then that's when all your 5Ks will land. But I don't know. Okay, he does put a Rested Dawn on leader. He needs another one if he wants to use leader ability. And I did not look when he rearranged the top 3 of his deck, because I like to look away from the screen when I explain stuff for some odd reason. So he does attack 9 and use leader ability. And out comes the Weevil, that's what he put out there, and lets him draw a card. Yeah, the laws are useless too, right? Because all they do is bounce back to hand, and you don't want to bounce these guys back to hand. And then Nami never attacks you, so they can't even be used as counter. The judge had to put the leader on top of the Dawn. Can't have floating Dawn out, I guess. So does Nami counter here? They do have a 2K in hand, but I think they want to keep the Kaya to play out. So they could rubber band and then like Mellow, or he just takes it. It's a Desert Spada trigger, which I believe lets him draw 2 and discard 1. Yeah, it does, and he discarded a rubber band because he already has 1 in hand. Boa attacks for 6 as well. Might as well rubber band here, counters for 2, and lets him mill 1. And then he doesn't attack anymore. I wonder why not, right? Because you can make him burn a Mellow for just a 5k attack. Oh no, he just played that Jinbei this turn, that's why, sorry. The turn lasted so long that I forgot that the Jinbei just came out this turn. Right, Nami's turn already has a Rested Dawn, or did he forget to refresh? He did draw an Apis, one of my favorite cards to pronounce. Oh, he played out a Kaya, I don't see it in his hand. Yeah, the 4th one is out, so he drew 2, discarded 2, kept the White Snake. And then passes with a full turn of Dawn open. What is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Dawn. That's enough for 4 2 Dawn events. And yeah, Mellow Beam lets you counter for 4 and lets you draw a card, so you could potentially draw into another 2 Dawn 4k counter. And White Snake too. White Snake's great against this kind of board, because yeah, he has 4 characters out now. White Snake increases your base power, making it harder for additional characters to attack into you. It makes it so that he has to split his Dawn in a weird way. And it's looking like he's splitting it like 999. And then 7, no, 6, 9996, right? Put the 3 Dawns on the 6Ks. But I don't know, when I play this matchup as Purple Luffy, I like to swing 6s into the Nami, just to like get their hand low. And that's when like my attacks will finally go through, but maybe Doflamingo can't do it the same way. So 2 Dawn for a White Snake. So that makes Nami a 6k right now, defending against Weevil's 7k. He still needs a 2k counter. Another White Snake, so he's a 7k base. I think he's hoping to find like a 1k counter. If not, then he might have to use like his 4k event counters to stop this. Kind of unfortunate, right? He didn't pick up a 1k counter at all. I think I see a Giant Gavel and a Sanji's Peel Off. Oh, he decides to take it, so he buffs himself to 7 and still takes. Okay, gets a 3rd White Snake, what the heck? This guy's cracked. How do you know that he had it in life? So 3 White Snakes and then 4 Kayas. This third white snake would make him an 8k, and then he needs a 2k on top of that. It's looking like 9 from leader, no leader ability. So you could white snake and hope to draw a 2k counter. It does giant gavel this. Does he? No. The stream put it on screen for some reason, but he white snaked into an abyss. That's a 2k counter. This guy's cracked. He knows. He gets everything he needs. He doesn't know, but yeah, he's getting everything he needs basically. I don't know. It kind of felt like he just got kind of lucky. But I guess it's on the Nami to manipulate the good luck that they get. So 10k from Boa. That's a giant gavel. It's a 4k counter on top of the 8k base. So that's 12k against Boa attacking for 11, I believe. That's 5 down attached to a 6k. The turn passes back to Nami. Picked up another snake dance that can bounce the Kaya back to hand, letting them mill 2 more. Right, so 1 Kaya was returned back to hand and then he played 4. So he's played 5 total. That's 10 cards. With the white snake, he can do it once more. That's 12 cards in total with the Kayas only. The cameraman zooming into the deck. I guess even the casters, the Japanese casters, don't know the amount until the players themselves ask. Right, they can't like walk up to the table and ask them like, can I count real quick so I can have better commentary. So Nami passes. 9 Dawn active. Now, I could have been counting the Nami's cards up until now. Okay, they're doing it. You just looking at the discard. If I see that they're going to ask about the deck count, I'll increase the volume real quick to hear what number it is. So Doflamingo has 10 Dawn, all the options in the world, but which one's the correct choice here? So 9k from the Weevil. Looks like he's gonna keep swinging 9s. So counters 2k with a Piss, and then counters 4k with Snake Dance, bounces Kaya back to hand. He has it as a 2k if he needs to survive, and he has it to mill 2 if he needs it to win. Here's 9k from leader. No leader ability, so this is gonna take Mellow, and then he could draw into like a 1k. That would save him, or he could use the Kaya to counter. Yeah, 2 life, I feel like he's fine. But also depending on how many cards are left in his deck, if he can survive another few volleys of this. And it looks like the Doflamingo isn't concerned yet. He hasn't asked him how much is in his deck. I guess once it gets down to it, he'll ask, because then I think he can visually see that it's not anywhere close to decking out just yet. So he does take the 9 from leader, picks up a Marguerite. So the next 9 he can counter 4 and then counter 1 on top of that. But yeah, he can do that. So Boa attacks 9, he counters 2. He uses the Kaya in this case. Mellow, then picks up a rubber band. And that counters out of the Boa, and that's... Oh, he still has a 6k Boa left to attack with. If he suspects that the Nami doesn't have a 2k. But he did drop a 2k Kaya to defend this, so it doesn't give away any information. But the probability would be a little higher that he wouldn't have another 2k, right? He has Jinbei to attack with too. Why not, right? So he does 6k with the Boa. That's a Mellow. Counter 4, draw 1. Okay, so he still has 1 Dawn for a Giant Gavel if he attacks with the Jinbei. Is that a Rush Usopp in hand? Oh shit. So Rush Usopp, if he lands an attack, he makes Nami mill 7 cards. And he has Rush too. A lot of people don't expect that card. I don't know if he has counter though. Okay, passes without attacking with the Jinbei. Nami draws into the attack searching Nami, which I think at this point is just going to be a 1k counter. Right, I don't think he can wait for Nami to be out on board and attack to draw them another event. So 2 Dawn, I could be wrong. Wait, what's 2 Dawn for? 3 Dawn for a peel off? Oh, yeah, Marguerite draws a card and she has a blocker. So Marguerite can eat one of the 9Ks without the 2 Dawn investment. Does play the Boodle out. Okay, now I have to look at what Boodle does besides being a blocker. Hold on. Wait, don't go too ahead of me, game. Wait, I need to look at what Boodle does. Okay, Boodle, blocker, and then on KO you may trash the top card of your deck. Great, so even if Boodle dies, you mill one. Okay, passes back to the Doflamingo's turn. Nami has 5 Dawn open. It's enough for two 2 Dawn 4K counters and then the Giant Gavel that he has in hand. Oh, actually, he only has a Giant Gavel and a Rubber Band. And then none of those cards will draw him cards, so yeah, it's a bluff. Just 4 Dawn's a bluff. He can, 5 Dawn's a bluff. He can only use 2 of it. But he has 2 blockers here, right? He can eat 2 9Ks here. If only the Doflamingo knew he didn't need to attack 9, right? 7s will do the job here, or even 6s actually. But yeah, there's no way he can know that, so he does attack 9 with the Boa. Unfortunately, that plays into what Nami's plan is. Right, this 5 Dawn is a really nice bluff here. I kind of feel like the Doflamingo should have attacked with like a 7 just to like suss it out. If he blocks a 7, then you know he doesn't have a 4K counter in hand. But he did go with the 9K at first. Right, attacking 9K right up front, I think, I don't know, maybe I wouldn't have done that. I would have tried to suss out something. Unless it's, yeah, because he only has Dawn to make 3 9Ks anyway. One of them has to be a 6K, regardless. Okay, he's counting. Hold on, let me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I heard Hachimai, so yeah, 7. 8, sorry. I just said 8 and then I mistranslated in real time. Trust me, I watch anime. I know what they're talking about. Okay, does play out the law to bounce Marguerite back to hand. Okay, that prevents a block, and he susses it out with the 7K. So this could be a Rubber Band and then the Marguerite counter, or the Nami counter probably, not the Marguerite. But that would give you a lot of information here. Okay, Rubber Band, and then Nami counter. Actually, with 4 Dawn, no, he could still have a 2 Dawn event counter, right? That's, he'll need one more attack to suss it out, and he has 2 Dawn remaining. 7 with leader. Oops, he flipped the Boa out. Weevil attacks for 8. Well, he has a Giant Gavel for this. It's like too perfect. Oh wait, he's confused at how the Dawn was. It was on Boa, right? And Boa was rested? Yeah. Boa attacked. So 8K Weevil. This is a Giant Gavel. If only he knew. If only he sussed out one more attack. I think that initial Boa for 9 is what messed things up. He does take it and gets an Impel All... What? Impel All-Stars trigger. I say that, but I forgot what it did. Hold on, let me look it up. I know it's a devastating trigger, because I hated seeing it, but I forgot exactly what it does. Draw 2 cards, okay. Okay, so he plays 3 down for peel off. Is that enough to deck out? One more card. It just plays a Marguerite, right? Yep, Marguerite, draw 1, decks out. Nami wins. Oh my god. Was it the Impel Down All-Stars trigger that saved him? Right? Let me look at his hand again. Did he have another way to get 2 more cards? So he has Marguerite. And then... yeah, I guess if he passes and then Desert Spada, you win the game. Right? Even if he didn't get the Impel Down All-Stars trigger. But he drew that from the Impel Down All-Stars trigger, right? No, I think either way, he was still kind of doomed, whether he got the trigger or not. Dang, 4 Kayas and 3 White Snakes. Well, I guess technically, like, Nami always goes through her entire deck anyway, so eventually she'll have all of that. Right, that makes sense. That maybe it's not that impressive. I'm just not a versed Nami player, so I am surprised and impressed by trivial things. Okay. So we'll see if this Nami makes it on stream for any future rounds. Then maybe I'll stitch it to the same video, so it's all Nami in one video. Oh, Nami made it to the semis. So it's 2 Doflamingos, 1 Nami, and 1 Blackbeard. 1 Teach. I wonder who Nami's gonna face. If it's the Teach, doesn't 10 cost Teach like cancel out Nami's leader ability? So that would be like her worst matchup, I think. Let's see. Okay, the Nami player's on stream. Nice, nice. Nami against... If it's another Doflamingo, that'd be kind of boring. 2 Nami versus Doflamingo matches in one video. Let's see what the other guy has. Let's skip ahead a bit. It's Blackbeard. This might be bad luck here. The worst matchup you could want to face with Nami. Because yeah, we'll hopefully get to explain it later, where Blackbeard has a card that completely cancels out what Nami can do. I guess I'll use this time to explain the leader ability. So Blackbeard, you cannot use on plays on your own turn in a Blackbeard deck, and then if you discard a card, activate main, your opponent can't activate any on plays until the end of their next turn. So it denies quite a bit of Nami's deck, right? Her Kaios can't activate, Marguerite can't draw you a card. I think that's it. Yeah, just those 2 cards, I think. Probably missing something, but those are the 2 on plays that came to mind. And then Nami's leader ability, if you attach it on and deal damage to your opponent, Nami mills a card from the top of her deck, and then as a condition of the game, if Nami decks out, she wins the game. So that's her game plan, deck herself out. Blackbeard's game plan is get Nami to 0 life. Standard. So Blackbeard picks up a Lafitte Hachinosu stage that cycles cards out of hand. 2 4-cost KO effects, like Liberation. I believe it KOs a 4-cost. And then Shigan. So 3 event KO effects. And then Nami picks up 2 Sanji's Peel Off, a Giant Gavel, White Snake, and Usopp. So not as cracked a hand as this Nami had against the Doflamingo. Oh, if you... what am I trying to say? If this match is not part of the other Doflamingo versus Nami match, I guess I'll link it somewhere, but yeah. I'm gonna be referencing that match every now and then, if that confuses you and you're asking like, what match are you talking about? This is a completely separate video. Now, I'll probably put it in the same video, so yeah, maybe you guys will get the context here. So let's skip ahead to game start. Alright, maybe my limit's just 1 casted game because I can feel my speech starting to go already. So it does Hachinosu to start, lets him discard a card and then search top 3 for a Blackbeard Pirates type card, add it to your hand. Picks up a second Lafitte. So Nami 2 down turn, we could just see a pass here, right? They could play the Boodle out, but I don't know, is that worth it right now? It does play the Boodle out. Boodle's a blocker that I know now that when Boodle dies, they mill a card from the top of their deck. And he's asking to read it too. Yeah, see, no one knows what Boodle does. I didn't know what it did. I had to look it up. This guy didn't know what it did. He had to look it up. So Hachinosu to start off, teaches second turn, discards the Lafitte that he picked up. What does he take from here? Maybe the Shiryu? Took to This Is My Age. I do think, yeah, you just kind of want to dig for your 10-cost teaches because he completely kills Nami, right? So he's just trying to find it, and he's searched quite a bit now. 2 Hachinosus is 6 cards, and then This Is My Age is another 3, so it's 9 cards deep. With no teach in sight, he still doesn't have it. Could play the other Lafitte here to try to find it. He does, so plays for Lafitte and then pays a Dawn to tap him to search top 5 for a Blackbeard Pirates type card. Teach A, yes, I just saw it, so he's gonna pick that up for sure. So if he can keep chaining those, then Nami really just can't do anything about it. He picks up a This Is My Age. Interesting. Maybe he's just trying to fill his discard for a Jesus Burgess. It's a 5-at leader, it blocks with the Boodle, mills 1. So there's 3 other 10-cost teaches in the deck. We know one's at the very bottom. I don't know if he'll get back to that one in time against this Nami. So he must be confident in the 3 other Blackbeards not being in his life. Because yeah, Nami's never going to attack Blackbeard. So if those teachers happen to be in his life, he's never going to have access to them. So, I don't know, kind of risky to bottom deck that 10 cost. So Nami did peel off to draw 2, passes it with 1 down open. It's teaches 5 down turn. So he Hachinosu to pick up a Dot Q. This can kill like the Marguerite blockers and then the Boodle blockers at some point maybe. Does play a This Is My Age. So top 3, take a Blackbeard Pirates type card, discard the rest. So he's got... Yeah, he's separating his discard into 4. So I'm thinking he's planning for like a Burgess play. Jesus Burgess. Jesus Burger. So this attack leader 5. Yeah, I like this. The Doflamingo guy only ever attacked 9. I think you gotta like suss out some cards sometimes. Okay, it does Giant Gabble this, right? So that's a 4k you don't have to worry about later. 4k counter. Even if it makes a mill too. It does play the Jesus Burgess. Okay, so he's currently a 7k. Because what he does is he can't be KO'd, and then for every 4 cards in your discard, he gets plus 1000 power. So he has 9, I believe, so he gets plus 2k. So Nami's turn, 3 down for another peel off. So yeah, Nami player hasn't played 4 Kayas in a row yet. like he did against the Doflamingo player. It does play 1 for now. So he's keeping 2 rubber bands, White Snake. They're playing pretty quickly too. So I'm having less time to commentate and fill dead air. He does have that pocket Usopp though. I wonder if he'll use it in this match. He didn't get to use it against Doflamingo. So Lafit search. Okay, so I see a 10 drop. I see 2 10 drops there. Or was that 1? I believe it's 2, right? So yeah, I don't know. You want the 10 drop, right? Oh, it was only 1. He takes the this is my ass. Okay, I guess he really wants to buff up the Jesus. Is that the play against Nami, I guess? Right, because if you make Jesus Burgess a 9, then yeah, it's a free like 2k 2 cost event check every turn. He does play the this is my age, and then yeah, Jesus Burgess is a 8k right now. Really prioritizing that card, eh? So he does pick up a stronger 2k. I'm not sure from what though. Was it from the Lafit? Okay, so 6k leader. Peculiar thing is also the Blackbeard hasn't used his leader ability yet. Not that I could tell. That's why he can play cards like Kaya and Mill too. So Jesus attacks for 8. Ooh, he takes an 8. Okay, that's really good information, right? You know he doesn't have a Giant Gavel. Because 1 Dawn, the only way he could counter 4k with 1 Dawn is with the Giant Gavel. And then plays a second Jesus Burgess. It does use leader ability to discard the Shigan, the finger pistol. So Nami cannot use on place for this turn, and it does get the Jesus Burgess 1 card closer to being 9k. It does attack 5k into Lafit. That's 1 more card closer. So if he gets 1 more card in discard, both Jesuses will be 9ks. That can check Nami really well. Okay, it does play the Nami that finds a blue event when attacking. Okay, so I'm learning a lot. Blackbeard wants to prioritize the Jesuses in this matchup. I feel like it's working out, right? Because this turn he's gonna Hachinosu, right? The stage search that'll make his discard. What is it? 16 cards total. Yep. Taps it, discards a card. Both Jesuses are 9ks. Really awkward for Nami to defend against. Picks up a Van Augur. I don't think it matters. He's never gonna play it. Now he could dock Q to kill the Nami, right? Before he can search for them. That's 2 Dawn. Is that worth it? Okay, he put out 2 Dawn. I think that is for the dock Q. And then 4 Dawn for something else. Leader for 9, I guess. And then he has 2 Dawn left over. Might as well make one of the attacks 11. Okay, does attack 9k. Now, does he want to kill Kaya? No, he can leader ability to deny Kaya. So I don't think it cares if they White Snake it back to hand. Okay, so, oh no, Snake Dance, sorry. There's 2 snake related counter events. So White Snake makes Nami a 6k base, counters 2. He needs 2k more. Okay, Rubber Band does that for them, so it's 11, no, 10 into 9. And Jesus attacks for 9 into leader. 1 Dawn open. He knows he doesn't have a Giant Gavel, most likely, right? He sussed that out last turn. It does 10k into him. That's a take. 11k with this Jesus Burgess. Oh, waiting for a trigger or something? What happened? Something happened. I didn't have the commentary on, so I didn't hear. Oh, he dropped the 2k counter. His elbow bumped into it. So 11k he takes. Then dot Q to kill the Nami. After the trigger, he's getting 2 trigger happy here. too antsy to kill the Nami on board. So it looks like Nami got some kind of trigger that he has to decide against. Triggers the gavel, which bounces Burgess back to hand. Is that what it did? Yes. I had no idea that Giant Gavel had that trigger, to be honest. So dot Q out KOs a 1 cost or less and it kills Nami. Hold on, let me pull up Giant Gavel. I don't even know what set Giant Gavel's from. Is it 02? I'm gonna pause it. Yeah, Giant Gavel bounces a 4 cost back to hand. Wow. Did not know that. So I think the Blackbeard did activate leader ability last turn because I see Van Nagar in the trash. Right, so Nami has no access to on plays, but I don't see any on plays in their hand anyway. So Nami spends 4 down for Usopp. Is he gonna get the mill off? Oh my god, Usopp attacks for 9. So if Usopp lands his 9k, Nami gets to mill 7 cards. And he has rush, that's why he can attack now, and yeah, he had to read it too. Is that 4 down or 5? It's 4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it's 4 down. But yeah, the Blackbeard does have the counter for this. It's every card in his hand actually. That's 5k counter, and that just makes the Jesus stronger, right? So he's a 10 carry at the moment. If he had 2 out, that'd be devastating. That Giant Gavel really saved him. Maybe with 1 Jesus he could handle that, but yeah, 2 would be like super devastating. He does pass with 2 down open. That's pretty low for the amount of counter events he has in hand. Yeah, this is gonna be a painful turn for the Nami. So Hachinosu to start. I mean, he's used to stage every turn. Maybe he will reach those 10 drop Blackbeards he put on the bottom. We saw 2 get put on the bottom, right? What does he take here though? Just counter? Takes the blocker. I don't even know his name. Whatever this Majin Buu looking ass guy is. I just know he's a 2 cost blocker. So he's still got 10 down to work with. He does have that 4-drop event, right? I think it just kills a 4 cost on board. It negates their effects and then kills it. So even if he doesn't attack into Usopp, he has 4 down that can just kill Usopp. I think that's what he's separating out 4 down for liberation there. Then what does he do with the remaining 6? He could do like 11 leader and then 10 with Jesus. I forget, does liberation make him milled too? So maybe he makes the Jesus into an 11k that way. Then Doc Q can kill Kaya? Might as well, right? No, he probably wants to save it to kill a blocker later. So Jesus for 10. Oh, it's 11 actually. No, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 5. 5 rows of 4. Takes a 10k. And then leader for, I believe this is 12. And with 2 down, it's hard to counter this, right? Mellow gives you 4k. He white snakes the Kaya back to hand. Then he has to take it. It goes to 0. Impel all. What? He got this trigger last time too. Impel down All Stars trigger lets him just draw 2 cards. That's how he won against the Doflamingo. Doc Q to kill the Kaya. Okay. And does play the Liberation to kill Usopp. So Nami's at 0 life. And then trashes that blocker to negate on plays. So that Kaya back in his hand doesn't do anything. Oh no, it's not back in his hand. It died. Something get bounced back to hand? Am I tripping? So it does play Marguerite, which is just a blocker. It doesn't draw you a card. And then all the Dawn, leftover 7 Dawn is for defense. So let's see what the Blackbeard top decks. I think if he top decks like a Blackbeard right now, 10 cost Blackbeard, it'd be pretty sweet. So he does trash the Shiryu to draw. Okay, yeah, I see a 10 drop there. Okay, so I'll explain what it does now. It just cancels your opponent's leader ability out for the turn. So they can't counter against you to mill themselves out. So when you're attacking them, they can't win that turn. I think you do need to set it up and have a Jesus big enough to swing for lethal. Which is perfect right now, right? Because they're at 0 life. And Jesus is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's an 11k right now. But I don't know how many cards are left in the Nami's deck. That's the thing. And then the Blackbeard player hasn't asked yet. So he does have 3 cards in hand, right? A Van Augur, a Blackbeard, and a Liberation? Or is he... No, that's the Hachinosu Search. Sorry. He does take the Blackbeard, so that's the only card in his hand, actually. As he play it out, Tendon for Teach. Nami's leader ability is inactive, and then it also cancels out Marguerite, so Marguerite is no longer a blocker, and it cannot attack either. 5 out leader. Okay, we could just see a white snake here. Right, that'll counter out of the leader hit, and then he has to counter against Jesus Burgess's 11k swing. He has to down for it. He's not going to lose this turn, but the thing is, how can he stay alive at 0 life, right? That's the conundrum here. And then deck himself out on the turn that the opponent didn't play a 10 cost Blackbeard. Okay, does Desert Spot out. That brings Nami to 7. And that counters out of the leader hit. He didn't White Snake though. I thought that would have been the play. 11 at leader. Cannot block with Marguerite because 10 cost Blackbeard cancelled it out. Does counter 2 with Kaya. And then Mellow Mellow makes you an 11. You still need a counter on top of that. Maybe Rubber Band. So Kaya, Rubber Band, and then Mellow Mellow. I believe Impel Down All Stars in hand doesn't do anything, right? You play it for the trigger. If they had a giant gavel, they could use that Impel Down All Stars as fodder, but yeah, they don't have that. So he's counting out something. I don't know what he's counting out though. He's gonna Giant Snake and draw a card. That might be better, right? At least you get a card in hand. So 2 down for Giant Snake, so he's 8k. Just needs the Mellow Mellow after this and he's good. Picks up another, picks up a White Snake. No, Snake Dance, sorry. Friggin' snakes. That could bounce the Marguerite back to hand. Since it can't attack anyway. He could replay it next turn. He does do that. So this counters out of the 11k. And it's the Nami's turn, draws an Abyss. So it could replay the Marguerite out, which will have blocker again. And he did not leader ability because he had no cards in hand, right? He played that 10 cost Blackbeard. That was the only card in hand. Marguerite draws him a card, and it's a blocker again, pending the Blackbeard not picking up another 10 cost Blackbeard. Plays a second Marguerite, draws a card. Alright, so Nami has to hope the Blackbeard doesn't draw a 10 cost and then be able to mill themselves out on the turn that they attack. So let's pick up a stronger. They just Hachinosu the stronger out. Pretty good shot of finding another one right now, right? Ooh, did not get it. So this is Nami's chance to win, depending on how many cards are left in the deck. A turn without the 10 cost Blackbeard out active. I really wish I could see how many cards are left in the deck though. So Jesus Burgess is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's still an 11k? Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it is. And then yeah, 2 Marguerite blockers out, so he can't like just stack it all on one character to swing. So he does 12 on Jesus. And then we could see 12 on the 10 cost Blackbeard, and then what's left after that? 14 on leader. Okay, does Giant Gavel. That brings him to 9. Discards the Impel Down All Stars. Perfect. That's what we suspected he'd use it for. Another 2k. And then Rubber Band brings him to, what is it? 8. He has 8 cards left in the deck. 13 from 10 cost Blackbeard. Could just block this, right? And then the leader has what? 13 as well. Use 2 blockers. Does White Snake here? Bounce a Marguerite? No, he just blocks in the end. So he just wanted to draw a card with the White Snake. And he's a 6k base right now. So 13 from this teach. Yes. And then just blocks it. What's happening here? Oh no, he does discard the Shiryu for leader ability, so he can't win via on plays. So the only way he can win is from counter eventing, right? And then that is depending on the Blackbeard player not finding a 10 cost Blackbeard. That's the only way that Nami can win right now, is through the Mellows decking himself out. 8 cards. Now, I don't know how many deck cards are left in the Blackbeard's deck that they can find the 2 that he put on the bottom earlier. Maybe he's pretty close to finding them. Or it could be like the 4th one that we haven't seen yet. But there's a chance that that 4th one could be in the 5 life that he has, that Nami hasn't making them take yet. Making? Is that a word? Making them. So 3 Dawn for, what does he have for 3? Sanji's peel off? He did peel off. Okay, he drew 2 Desert Spadas. So attack with leader for 6, and then that lets him mill 1 card, because he's getting pretty close. So what is that? He's at 5 now? Right? Peel off and then the leader mill. Oh, he top decked a 10 cost Blackbeard? Are you kidding me? That's the 1 card he needs to like secure the win. So now Nami can't win via the event counters either. And then plays the, he even uses the stage. It picks up another Blackbeard. That's the one that he put on the bottom earlier, I'm guessing. Plays out the 10 cost Blackbeard, so Nami can't win this turn from decking out. Attacks 12. So he has to defend to like just not die, because he can't deck himself out to win. Desert Spada lets him rearrange top 3. He puts it back. So that's 7k. Desert Spada lets him rearrange. So he's a 9k right now. 9k plus 4, that's 13. That's enough to defend it, and he does draw from it. But yeah, Jesus Burgess attacks for like 12 as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 12, and then 12 from Jesus. Is that enough to counter against it? 4k. And he has no more Dawn, so he loses, right? Oh my god, he top decked that 10 cost Blackbeard. But then yeah, if he didn't find that, he would have staged into the other one anyway. So yeah, because of that, I think, would he have won if there was no, would the Nami have won if there was no 10 cost Blackbeard? So how did he counter? I'm just curious, this is for me. So he would have had 6 Dawn, right? And then he had 3 Mellows, and then he had 5 cards? Yeah, that would have won him the game, right? Oh no, it draws 1 card. Sorry. So he'd still be short a little bit. Maybe he was just doomed? I don't know what's left in his deck though. That's the thing. But yeah. Interesting. So you just build up the Jesus Burgess and then wait for your late game with your 10 cost Blackbeards. That's a strategy against Nami as Blackbeard. But yeah, since this means that Nami didn't make it to the finals, I guess the video will end here, and I'll have the other matches in a separate video, I guess. So yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you don't mind this weird late night recording commentary that I have to whisper through. I just wanted to get these up ASAP, and also because I can't sleep. So yeah, hope you enjoyed watching this Hokkaido tournament with me. If you like these kind of videos, let me know. If you have any feedback, let me know as well. And subscribe if you're not subscribed already. I would appreciate it. Thank you for watching, and bye. I'm gonna go sleep now. Maybe, probably not. Probably gonna stay up for like another hour or 2.
Car D Kaizoku.